The first year we showed our wallpaper at ICFF in 2004, there were 3 wallpaper companies showing. Last year, I think there were 200 companies that were registered as showing wallpaper. So digital technology has made it a lot easier for people to get into the game. We showed our first collection at ICFF in 2004, and it was really interesting to gauge people's response because all of the old school New York designers all walked by and said, metallic wallpaper, I'm not going back to that ever again, because they had gone through that in the 60s and 70s, whereas all the younger designers were very interested in sort of this new concept to them of metallic wallpaper. Wallpaper was a complete accident for me. So I was working in private equity and real estate development and fixing up buildings, and looked at working on the interiors and seeing sort of how much more we could do. And a friend of mine happened to be helping me source some materials, and she was looking for a wallpaper for a client of hers, and turned out that the guy was out of business, burning everything to the ground. And I got on the phone with him and I said, you're getting rid of all of your equipment? He's like, I am dragging it outside and burning it. So flew out to Oregon, rescued all the equipment from the burn pile, and moved it to New Orleans and taught myself how to make wallpaper. Well, we had some trials and tribulations right out of the gates. We were about to print our first job, and the original heater, which was made out of wood and asbestos, caught on fire the night before we were printing the first job. So we were out of business again already, had to rebuild part of the table, redesign the entire heater system, which we redid in other materials other than wood and asbestos, mostly metal. And from there, we got ready to show our first collection at the International Contemporary Furniture Fair in New York. And we've done all sorts of interesting, crazy projects for people where we've printed scratch and sniff gasoline scents, and we've done projects for the Museum of Art and Design where we worked with a custom scent company and created a pattern that added scents and pattern as you went up the stairs. With the Warhol situation, they came to us after we had done a project for a museum and had reinterpreted Warhol's 12 Cadillacs as a wallpaper print. And it sparked their imagination saying, oh wow, we could take Andy's work and reinvent it as wallpaper. And so they went looking for different companies to do that. And it turned out that we were one of the people they decided to talk to. And we really took it way further than most people had thought it could go. We end up in everything from residential half baths to every room of hotels in Las Vegas. So it's all over the place. We're very popular with retail and restaurants and nightclubs and venues that need to make sort of an impact and have a defining statements. So a lot of our job is to create something that will really bring that element to these spaces. So we start with an idea and we work on them either, depends on who the artist is and what they're most comfortable with. So we work either from hand illustrations or digital files, and then we turn those into what's called a film positive, and that we use to create a screen, basically baking an emulsion, a photosensitive emulsion into a screen, and the film positive is blocking out the light from hitting that, and that portion washes out, and that gives you exactly what will end up as your print. So for each layer, we have to have a different film positive and then make a different screen, and that will be that piece of it. And then we can run any color, glitter combination we'd like on any material through that. I had no idea if the business was ever going to be successful or not, or if anybody would be interested in wallpaper. So, back to the sort of making decisions by gut, that was really sort of all it was a, hey, I don't know anyone who's kept this, why not go for it? It's really the fun stuff that won out.